New South Wales here in Australia is increasing funding for an electric car charging network, and it can't come soon enough. Hello my friends and welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Great to have you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back to everyone else. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon. It means a lot to us. That's the reason we exist. Without your support, this channel wouldn't be here. So big thank you to our Patreon supporters. You know who you are. I'll put a link in the description to our Patreon page. Now, a lot of people have been contacting me saying Australia is not doing enough for electric car charging networks. For chargers, they need to be installed everywhere. And I understand where you're coming from. Well, now a further $38 million is being put into building New South Wales electric vehicle charging network. And this comes under the latest 2022-23 state budget. The New South Wales government will increase its investment in electric vehicles with a focus on expanding the network of high-speed and home charging points. Now, this comes at a time when the New South Wales government is also giving pretty generous incentives to buyers of electric cars of approximately $4,000 per car. Now, this new $38 million announced as part of the latest state budget is said to bring the New South Wales government's total electric vehicle investment bundled under the New South Wales electric vehicle strategy to a total of $633 million, claimed to be the largest EV plan in Australia. And so it should be. There's more people in New South Wales than there is in any other state. So that really makes sense, doesn't it? Now, this new funding will be used to grow the state's charging network, with $18 million put towards additional grants for new fast charging stations and expanding the number of charging points at each station in high density urban areas where they're needed the most from 4 to at least 8. Now, it's said that the remaining $20 million will be split between co-funding 500 curbside residential charging points where private off-street parking is limited, such as like apartment blocks, right? And co-funding EV chargers for 125 medium and large apartment buildings with over 100 parking spaces. In addition, the New South Wales electric vehicle strategy also includes $150 million of funding to roll out ultra-fast 350 kilowatt DC charging stations and $20 million for chargers at regional businesses and tourist locations. Buyers of electric cars in New South Wales currently receive a $3,000 rebate if the vehicle's duty-able price, which includes delivery costs, accessories, and optional extras, is under $78,750. Stamp duty for EVs is waived if the car costs under $78,000. Now, I think those limits should be increased. I think maybe to about 80,000 because a lot of electric cars don't qualify. For example, the Tesla Model Y doesn't qualify for the $3,000 rebate because it now costs more than $68,000. And clearly that's the most popular car here in Australia right now, based on the number of orders that Tesla got within, 2 days. So realistically, these sort of programs should benefit people who are using them en masse, right? But that said, they will benefit cheaper electric cars from companies like MG, Aura, and BYD, which are going to come en masse over the next 12 months. Rolling out extra chargers will allow more EV drivers to benefit from their cheaper running costs and a cleaner, quieter, and more sustainable road network, said New South Wales Treasurer and Minister for Energy, Matt Keane. You'll never be far from a charger on our major highways, in regional destinations, apartment buildings, and on curbsides in metropolitan areas with limited off-street parking. Tony Webber, Chief Executive of Australia's peak car industry body, the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industry, said in a statement, "Investment in electric vehicle infrastructure is a key priority as Australia journeys towards our electric future. Building 500 curbside charge points and equipping 125 apartment buildings to take on EV charging upgrades is going to help make owning a battery electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle more realistic for New South Wales motorists." And I agree with that. It's absolutely true. The more chargers we have, the more people will be able to get over their fear of range anxiety. Now, what's going to happen? 2 things at once. One, we're going to get more chargers all over Australia. That's going to happen. It won't just be coming from government. Private companies are building them out as well. In addition to that, we're going to get the other benefit of EVs range. range in EVs will continue to simply increase over time. EV range now in cars, you're looking at, between, on average, 300 to 600 kilometers. By 2025, my prediction based on the energy density increases I'm seeing in battery technology coming out this year means we're going to be looking at ranges that will probably average more like 400 to 900 kilometers. Combine that with chargers everywhere, and range anxiety, in my view, will be a thing of a distant past. Something that we'll think, we'll laugh and go, yeah, remember that when we used to worry about range? Yeah. Continuing infrastructure investment in electric vehicle charging prepares Australia's automotive fleet for a fully electrified future. Our journey towards that is going to encompass a range of vehicle technologies, including hybrid, plug-in hybrid, fuel cell, and efficient internal combustion engines. Now, obviously, I completely disagree with almost all, 75% of that. 75% of that is nonsense. Our future is not plug-in hybrids. It's not hybrid, it's not fuel cell, and it's not efficient internal combustion engines. It's fully electric cars. It's all we need, and that, my friends, is the future that we have to embrace. Because why? It's the only one that makes any sense at all. Remember, batteries are coming down in price, regardless of the short-term narratives being peddled to you by the media that want to create shock and awe. Battery costs are coming down. Energy density is going up. Solar costs continue to come down. All right, what does this all mean? Energy will, even though it doesn't look like it, it will continue to get cheaper. By 2030, the cost for you to run your electric car will be minuscule in comparison to what it is today. Now, I am a little bit curious how the government is going to decide which 125 apartment buildings that they're going to do the EV upgrades on and put all the chargers on. I mean, who are the lucky ones? Who are the lucky 125? How do you get your name in that basket? I'm not sure limiting it to a certain number, the number 125, is necessarily a good thing. It sounds like it's some sort of political grandstanding. I think maybe they should need to qualify somehow. For example, here's an idea. What about if you incentivize the apartment owners themselves? If you say that within an apartment block, a certain percentage of owners buy EVs, we will then install the chargers for you, then that incentivizes both parties to come together, right? More people in the apartment block buy EVs, the government then helps out with chargers, and it's a win-win scenario. Now, that's just an idea that I come up with, but let me know in the comment section below what you think. What do you think of this new strategy? Do you think Australia is doing enough to help support the electric vehicle revolution? I don't think they're doing enough, but it's definitely getting better. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.